Once upon a time, in a land not so far away, there lived an emperor who loved new technology more than anything else in the world. One day, two groups of ambitious alchemists arrived with perfect proposals for him. Now, alchemists, for those who don't know, are people who claim to turn base metals into gold through secret methods. In medieval times, they promised kings magical transformations. In the AI version, they promise investors magical returns. I'm Declan Dunn, and this is the AI Optimist. And I learned about digital alchemists the hard way back in the Dotcom era. A well-funded CEO gave me a call and made an irresistible offer. Book me $1 million ad campaign. Keep $100K for yourself. Send me back the rest, but invoice the full $1 million. Easy money, right? A year later, that CEO went to a white-collar prison, and those who took advantage of this either got fines or got into a little trouble. I turned down the deal because I know there's no such thing as easy money. There's no free ride, no magical transformation of nothing into something valuable except, perhaps, apparently, in AI. While the first group claims it can transmute ordinary human coding into revolutionary artificial intelligence, the second group promises to transmute creator protections into competitive advantage, warning that protecting artist rights dooms the AI kingdom to irrelevance in this global AI arms race. Both are selling the same invisible cloth, the belief that you get something unexpected without paying the real cost. And just like in the fairy tale, everyone is so eager to see the magic that they forget to ask the obvious question: where's the actual gold? This is the story of how $450 million disappears into thin air, and how two groups of alchemists use the same magical formula: promise transformation, hide what's really going on, and let people's desire to believe do the rest. The first group of alchemists called themselves Builder.ai, but wait, in 2016 they began as Engineer.ai, which should have been the first clue. They started with this astonishing claim that an AI assistant they invented named Natasha builds smartphone apps with 80% automation. As easy as ordering a pizza, they claim. The Emperor's Court mesmerized. Microsoft opens the Treasury. Qatar Investment Authority, SoftBank, the World Bank, lining up with gold. I mean the real kind, over 450 million poured in at a valuation of 1.5 billion. In 2019, the Wall Street Journal exposes behind the curtain that it's not revolutionary AI that they're building. It's 700 engineers in India, manually coding every single app. The artificial intelligence was sort of like a smart toaster. And you think that ends the story in 2019, right? But we're in 2025. The emperors discover the alchemists are not telling the truth, throws them into dungeons, recovers their investment, right? Not in our AI fairy tale. Builder.ai not only survives, it thrives for 6 years. Microsoft doubles down with equity investments. Qatar Investment Authority keeps cutting the checks. Because in the age of AI, when you catch the alchemist red-handed, the desire to believe in magic is stronger than the evidence of your own eyes. The deception keeps going on for 6 years. Revenue inflated by 300% in 2024 is the first crack. 220 million claimed when the actual revenue was 50 million. And a new CEO comes in 2025, discovers this, what everyone should have known. There's no gold, there's no magic, there's no AI. It's not code, it's lots of code, human code. It's not no code. So June 2025, creditors come rolling in. Viola Credit says, hey, 37 million, we're taking it, leaving Builder.ai with like 5 million in a restricted account. They're going bankrupt. That doesn't mean they're gone. With 100 million owed against 10 million in assets, it's not really a pretty picture. But that creditor list, that's where this becomes like a spy novel. I mean, there's an Israeli intelligence firm founded by former Mossad intelligence operatives, one of the most intimidating litigation firms, a crisis communication specialist, corporate intelligence. These are the AI teams. Because when this much money is in play, it's not that it's about the truth. It's about keeping going no matter what, making their claim a perceived reality, at least for 6 years. So, takeaway is when your AI needs spies and crisis management experts on speed dial, you're probably not disrupting app development, you're disrupting the truth. Now, while the first group of alchemists were busy turning investor gold into nothing, the second group was performing something more ambitious in the courts of the United Kingdom and in the government. The first part of this alchemy involves Getty Images versus Stability.ai, the UK version of the lawsuit that should be open and shut case. Getty has evidence that their copyrighted images were used to train Stability.ai's platform without permission. We're talking about wholesale appropriation from one of the most litigious firms, Getty Images. You just got to ask yourself, what were they thinking? Even I know they've been doing this stuff since the Dotcom era. But the UK government, they chosen sides, not in the Getty case, but it really applies. Instead of protecting creators' rights, the government is pushing for an opt-out system. So think about it like this. Every artist, photographer, writer, musician in the UK must individually track down every AI company, knock on their digital door, beg them to please don't steal my work. Meanwhile, there's no transparency requirement. Creators have no way to know if their work has already been fed into the machine. The government's alchemy here is really clever. They're transmuting theft into innovation by simply calling it something else. We're not enabling copyright infringement, they say. We're fostering competitive advantage in the global AI arms race, which has a lot more to do with the military, but let's not go down that side path. Still, the UK system fights back with movements like Make It Right and celebs like Elton John pushing the issue hard. I wish the US was doing as much. The House of Lords won a series of votes against the government to introduce provisions securing greater transparency from AI firms to determine what they've trained their systems on. 5 times they voted to require AI companies to reveal what copyrighted material they've used. 5 times they demand transparency. 5 times they win. Then the government strikes down those provisions. Final vote was on June 11th, 2025. Transparency provisions removed. The government's position is clear. Tech companies' convenience wins over creator rights. After all, AI is more important than all of us, right? Who's going to live without AI? This isn't just about Getty Images, though they have the lawyers to fight this battle. It's about every independent creator who doesn't have a legal team on retainer. In this new system, those with lawyers get paid, those without get plundered. The government calls this balancing innovation with creator rights. But when you look at the balance, one side gets everything they want, and the other side got the right to opt out of having their life's work stolen if they can figure out who stole it in the first place. So remember The Emperor Has No Clothes, the original fairy tale? A child pointed out the obvious truth. The emperor's naked. Well, in our modern version, that child's voice is coming from bankruptcy courts and creator lawsuits. And you and I are the collateral damage if we're creators. Who cares? But what makes this story different from the fairy tale? We don't have to wait for the parade to end to see the truth. We can look behind the curtain right now before the decisions are made while we still have a chance. And I think this will make AI a lot better by working together instead of against creativity. So here's my question for you. When the next digital alchemist arrives at your business, promising to transmute your ordinary problems into automated solutions, sounds like most AI pitches today, doesn't it? And it's so early. Will you ask to see the actual gold? Will you demand transparency? Or will you join the parade hoping someone else will point out that the emperor has no code? Because in the end, change and innovation, it doesn't hide behind curtains. True progress doesn't require creators to surrender their rights. I mean, the UK Tech Secretary actually told Baroness Kidron, a leading advocate who's fighting for creators' rights in the UK, that they were asking for a privilege, that creators were asking for AI to give them a privilege. And AI took this information without permission or payment, but that's not a privilege. It's not just two-sided. It's clear that governments and big tech around the world are working together because they think AI is bigger than all of us. And even if they're right, they're already showing that the impact on the creative industry will be massive. And all of a sudden that AI will be learning off of AI, which generally so far has made it not a great solution. See, the future belongs to those who choose reality over invisible cloth, over fake claims of no code, over not protecting and just giving people the right to know if their materials were taken inside another business. This barrier of just saying, hey, I can take all the creativity of humanity for free, because after all, what would we be without AI? The emperor has no code. The emperor is doing things that could be done so much better if they wake up and realize that the engine that they're driving that's so good is driven by our imaginations, dreams, creativity, reactions, experience, not reasoning. I just see power plays and creators standing up with their last gasp because it looks like we're losing the battle.